Hi, I'm Georgie from WaterBear. I've worked in radio in various roles over the last 5 years, but I started off as a plugger. So today we're going to talk all about plugging and everything you need to know about pluggers. So in short, a plugger basically gets your music played on the radio, okay? And it starts off from major labels, they have their in-house pluggers, down to freelance independent pluggers, and all of them do the same thing. So at the end of the day, whether it's the major label pluggers or the independent smaller pluggers, they're all trying to do the same thing, to get your music played on the radio wherever you think your songs might fit. The only difference really is that these guys have loads of cash to spend and take people out for fancy lunches. But the good thing is, this guy down here, the independent freelancers, they can still get your music played on the radio as well. Okay, so you're thinking, yes, I would like my music played on the radio. How can I get myself a plugger? Well, if you are signed to a label, chances are it'll all be worked out for you. But if you are an independent artist and you want to find yourself your own plugger, they are available for hire for a day or for a single, for a campaign, for an EP. There's different prices, starting off with maybe like a couple of hundred for a single. So it's achievable. But it gives you that little step up to getting your music right under the noses of the right people. So there are different price points, but there's reasons for these different price points. Pluggers generally, they don't spend all of their time, but a lot of their time they spend networking, schmoozing the right people, the tastemakers of the industry. And the people that maybe have more to spend and therefore you pay more for, they might be able to spend more time and entertain the right people more often. But equally, the people that charge less, they will still be networking in the right places. They'll still have these contacts, otherwise they couldn't call themselves a plugger. Every plugger will have their little black book of their contacts, which will come in handy. So what you're paying for really is the contents of that little black book. And for some people who have bigger contacts lists, you're going to pay a little bit more. So where can you find a plugger? Well, a kind of simple way of doing it is finding the bands and artists that you are kind of on a similar level with, that you admire, that you think are great. Find out who's plugging them, and then maybe you could just jump on board with that. Or Google. Google is our friend. On LinkedIn, for example, search plugger, see what comes up. Generally, they'll have their kind of roster or back catalogue of the artists they've plugged, so you get an idea of the sort of genres their strengths lie in. Also, Twitter bios. Sometimes pluggers will have that in their Twitter bios, things like that. So just give it a quick Google and pluggers will come up, I promise you. So what do you get from having a plugger? Access. Okay, let me tell you a story. So when I was a plugger, every Wednesday morning was the Radio 2 playlist meeting. So all of us pluggers would obviously know this, and the good thing at the time about Radio 2 is, as a plugger, you had your own pass. You could just walk straight in upstairs. You know where the producers sit, the important presenters sit, you know that, and you can go straight up to their desk and give them the CD and talk about how brilliant this band is that they must listen to. Now obviously on a Wednesday, all pluggers arrive at the same time to get to the right person who's going to be in the playlist meeting that morning. So you can imagine, we're all sat there downstairs, you know, Mark hasn't arrived yet from Radio 2. You sit there and then he comes in through the door with his latte, half asleep. And what happens is he goes up to his desk and the pluggers run up the stairs or get the lift if they think it's going to be quicker, to get to his desk first, to get that CD right in front of him before he can even start thinking about what to put forward in the playlist. He doesn't have to think because old Barbara's put it in front of him. So thank you for watching. There are loads of other radio related videos on the WaterBear channel, so make sure you subscribe. Give this video a like as well, and I will see you very soon.